It's a bright, sunny morning in Dubai. The sky is clear, the city is alive with its ever-growing skyline, and the luxury cars cruise down its pristine highways. On the surface, it's the perfect picture of modern success. But beneath the glittering towers and the glitzy shopping malls, something sinister lurks. Thousands of workers, mostly expatriates from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and other nations, have come to Dubai seeking a better life. They were promised high wages, world-class facilities, and a life of opportunity. But for many, the dream has become a nightmare. Trapped in a system designed to keep them dependent, some are facing a silent, relentless battle to leave, a battle that they're not allowed to win. They came looking for hope, but found themselves caught in a web of control, their passports held by employers, their freedom taken away. How is this possible? How did so many people end up in a situation where leaving isn't an option? And what's being done to free them? This story isn't just about a city, it's about a system, a hidden truth that could shatter the glossy image of Dubai's prosperity. Dubai has long been a symbol of wealth, innovation, and opportunity. The city prides itself on being a hub for business and tourism, attracting millions of expatriates every year who are looking to take advantage of its booming economy. The promise is clear. Come to Dubai, work hard, and you'll earn a good salary, send money home, and live a better life than you could have imagined. For many, the dream begins in the busy labor camps just outside the city's heart, where men and women from impoverished countries are recruited to fill the thousands of low-paying jobs that power Dubai's rapid growth. They are told that in exchange for hard work, they will receive good wages, housing, and health care. But what they don't realize is that they are entering a system where their freedom is, in many ways, compromised before they even set foot on the ground. The system is designed to keep them dependent and obedient, controlled by the employers who hold all the power. But for those who are willing to take the risk, there's the possibility of returning home. At least, that's what they're told. Dubai has long been a symbol of wealth, innovation, and opportunity. The city prides itself on being a hub for business and tourism, attracting millions of expatriates every year who are looking to take advantage of its booming economy. The promise is clear. Come to Dubai, work hard, and you'll earn a good salary, send money home, and live a better life than you could have imagined. For many, the dream begins in the busy labor camps just outside the city's heart, where men and women from impoverished countries are recruited to fill the thousands of low-paying jobs that power Dubai's rapid growth. They are told that in exchange for hard work, they will receive good wages, housing, and health care. But what they don't realize is that they are entering a system where their freedom is, in many ways, compromised before they even set foot on the ground. The system is designed to keep them dependent and obedient, controlled by the employers who hold all the power. But for those who are willing to take the risk, there's the possibility of returning home. At least, that's what they're told. The numbers are staggering. According to reports, millions of expatriates work in Dubai, many of them in the construction, hospitality, and domestic sectors. A large proportion of these workers are on temporary contracts, with their visas tied to their employer. The labor law, which once allowed some freedom of movement, has been progressively weakened. Workers are no longer able to leave unless their employer grants them permission, a situation known as the sponsorship system. Without that approval, they can't even board a plane back to their home country. Employers are legally obligated to keep workers for the duration of their contracts, but this has led to a rise in workers being trapped for years beyond their agreement, unable to leave. These workers often find themselves with no option but to keep working or face deportation, effectively trapping them in a cycle of dependence. The true extent of this issue is difficult to measure, but estimates suggest that hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of workers are affected by this system. So, how does this system work? It's all rooted in the sponsorship system, a controversial structure that requires foreign workers to be sponsored by a local employer in order to work legally in the UAE. While this system was originally designed to streamline the labor process, it has instead created a system where workers are bound to their employers for the duration of their contracts. In exchange for securing their visas, workers often have to surrender their passports to their employers, giving the employer absolute control over their ability to leave. Employers hold the key to their workers' freedom, and this gives them enormous leverage. Workers who want to leave need an exit permit, which can only be issued by their sponsor. But many employers refuse to grant this permission, citing bureaucratic delays or just plain neglect. This creates a situation where workers are effectively indentured to their employers. trapped in a system that forces them to remain in a job they may have outgrown or no longer want. The financial incentives for employers to keep workers locked in the country are clear. Cheaper labor means more profit. This hidden system, designed to keep workers dependent, has allowed the UAE to grow its economy, but at a terrible human cost. It wasn't always this way. For a time, Dubai's rapid expansion was fueled by a steady stream of foreign labor, but as the city grew, so did its demand for workers. In the late 2000s, Dubai's construction boom was at its peak, and workers flooded into the city from all over the world. What started as a temporary arrangement for many expatriates soon became a permanent situation. The sponsorship system, initially intended to protect workers and employers, began to be exploited. Employers who had initially welcomed workers now found themselves unwilling to let them leave. Even those whose contracts had expired were forced to stay. In some cases, workers were told they could not leave until they paid off debts accrued during their time in the country. This financial blackmail kept many trapped. For others, the promise of a new contract with higher wages was an illusion, one that never materialized. The change in the system was subtle but deadly. Instead of workers leaving after fulfilling their contracts, they stayed, caught in a maze of paperwork, debt, and false promises. The system began to break down as more and more workers found themselves caught in limbo, unable to escape. The human toll of this system is enormous. Families are torn apart, dreams shattered. Workers who came to Dubai with the hope of sending money back home find themselves stuck in an unforgiving environment. They live in overcrowded labor camps, where conditions are often substandard. Many are forced to send their families into poverty in their home countries because their wages are not enough to cover both their living expenses and the debts owed to their employers. The emotional toll is profound, with many workers falling into depression and despair. Some suffer from physical abuse or exploitation with no recourse to justice. The psychological toll is as damaging as the physical. There is no support system for these workers. They have no safety net. And the most tragic part is that they are being exploited for their labor, which is used to build the very city that holds them captive. Dubai's gleaming skyline, which symbolizes prosperity, was built on the backs of these workers. And yet they are left in the shadows, invisible to the world that benefits from their labor. There are deeper layers to this issue that make the situation even more complicated. The cost of living in Dubai is rising, pushing more and more workers into precarious situations. As housing costs increase, workers are forced to live in even more cramped and unsafe conditions. The local economy, fueled by high construction and real estate demand, has created a situation where the labor market is saturated and workers are expendable. But beyond the immediate economic pressures, global trends are also at play. The flow of cheap labor into Dubai is part of a larger global pattern of migration, where workers from developing nations are forced to seek jobs in wealthier countries. This migration is driven by economic disparity and a lack of opportunities at home. As the global economy shifts, Dubai's reliance on foreign labor becomes more tenuous, and workers find themselves in an increasingly volatile situation. This isn't just a story about Dubai, it's a global issue. Cities across the world rely on cheap labor to fuel their economies, from the construction sites of Qatar to the factories in China. The stories of workers trapped in Dubai are mirrored in cities across the globe, where labor laws are weak and workers have few protections. The sponsorship system may be unique to the UAE, but the exploitation of migrant workers is a pattern that plays out worldwide. In many ways, Dubai serves as a microcosm of a much larger issue, the exploitation of the global working class. What's happening in Dubai is happening all over the world, and it's a problem that needs to be addressed on a global scale. The truth is uncomfortable. The system that has allowed Dubai to flourish is built on the backs of workers who have been trapped in a cycle of dependence. Their freedom has been taken away, and they are left with few options but to keep working or face deportation. But the question is, how much longer will this system be able to sustain itself? The answer to that question might just change the way we think about Dubai and the workers who keep its economy running. It's time to face the truth. This system is not sustainable, and the workers trapped within it deserve better. How many more workers will be trapped in Dubai's gilded cage before something changes? The system has been exposed, but what happens next? It's easy to forget about the people who build our cities, who power our economies, but their story deserves to be heard. If you've ever wondered what's behind Dubai's rise to fame, now you know. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth stories like this one. What's the next hidden truth waiting to be uncovered?